comes to the Wizards, as far as winning games or losing games, they kind of fall into three categories: giving us a heart attack, but ultimately not prevailing, usually garnering a huge lead and giving it up, or actually competing and keep maintaining a lead throughout the entire game, or being on the side of a blowout that no one likes to be, and that is the losing end. The third option does not really happen as often as we'd like. It looked like for a while against the Knicks, we seem to be a bit overmatched because we have currently 8 players that are out injured. Those include 2 of our big men, Thomas Bryant and Mo Wagner, which sucks, obviously. And going against the Knicks, who have like 15,000 big men, it just kind of seemed like naturally we're going to be overmatched. But we actually ended up winning this game, and it was in spite of Bradley Beal, which is weird to say. We also introduced our new acquisition, Gary Payton II, who apparently has this really weird nickname, the Mitten. I guess it's supposed to be a joke on his dad being in love, but he was absolutely amazing. He was a defensive breath of fresh air for a team who was obviously already ranked at the lowest possible rating for defensive rating. They are 30th, and having this team actually have someone who's trying on just like defense and going hard. Now, obviously, his stats kind of pop out at you. Seeing the double-double, seeing the 5 steals and the 5 assists, it's pretty impressive. Just seeing him get a lot of rebounds, and his hustle and effort was a part of the winning effort, which was really enjoyable. Having Troy Brown Jr. contribute with 27 points, I want to say he got a good amount of rebounds, and he was able to sort of jumpstart the offense. Having him be the initiator was really fun, and alongside that, we finally got AP to make layups because Zedges Pasnikis, I think I said that right, I might have said that a little bit wrong. He's been our big man that we got from the G League, and we recently signed him due to obviously the insane amount of injuries we had to deal with. And Davis Bertans also recently went down. So I'm not expecting this team to be incredibly defensive, but on the offensive end, it is kind of a struggle naturally when you have this team kind of rotating new players in and out of the lineup almost every other game. And so when we got Zedges Pasnikis and we played him against the Bulls, he just could not, him and the layups were not working out. And then recently against the Raptors and the Sixers, it was just the same story. And I was like, okay, is this going to be Gortat, but like without any of the made field goals? Like, he made field goals every now and again, but his struggles were like incredibly like frustrating. Obviously, he's a new guy, so naturally he's probably a little nervous. I don't know. But in this game, him and Gary Payton and Troy Brown Jr. all contributed, and they had a lot of chemistry, which was unexpected considering Gary Payton just got here. This is his first game. Apparently, he had one heck of a travel itinerary trying to get here after being signed due to us having a hardship exception. It was funny because initially I actually wasn't a huge fan of it just because we had like 15,000 guards, and then Isaiah Thomas got suspended. So I was like, okay, this is going to be an interesting kind of puzzle for Tommy Shepard to solve because we finally have a guard, it seems, with some defensive intensity. The important thing is that Gary Payton II actually keeps this up and carries this out throughout more games. I believe we signed him to a 10-day contract or something along those lines, non-guaranteed, all that good stuff. So if Gary Payton can continue to have that kind of intensity throughout these games, I think it's imperative that we keep him because that defensive spark is something that is highly underrated. A lot of people talk about how we need like not Wizards, but like basketball teams typically need like a spark. Think Will, think little Human Torch, Terrence Ross with Magic type of stuff. But having a player that hustles on defense kind of makes everyone go, "Am I doing that?" And sort of giving them that, I should probably be doing that type of energy. So it was a really nice win, but we also have to talk about the negative side of this game because this win almost didn't happen and we almost had a Bulls repeat. Now, obviously, that's our defense contributing to that because we run a lot of zone, but we run it with like 15 guards because we had 4 guards on the floor towards the end of the fourth quarter. But the thing that was killing us more than our lack of defense and kind of like being matadors a little bit on that side was the fact that Bradley Beal took 33 shots. Now, typically, people like to use this against James Harden when they want to argue about the fact that he's not really a good scorer, despite people being guilty of using that argument in a sort of flawed context. Here is a perfect, sort of illustration of why you shouldn't take 33 shots. But again, it's context. And what happened here was that Brad, for some reason, I don't know what happened in his mind, but he decided to just go full ISO, and it was just like he was like, "This is my mission. I need to save this team from being up 20." As I saw in the Reddit thread, people wondering if maybe he's like trying to bolster his own numbers for All NBA. I hope that's not the case. I don't think that's the case, but it was just kind of really weird. Like, I felt like I was in the Twilight. I'm like, why is he shooting us out of this game? Like, typically he's been able to defer to his teammates. It's not like he's averaging a lot of assists as an empty stat in a way, but it was just kind of jarring to see him kind of just keep shooting despite not really having it. And it would make sense maybe if we were like down like 10 and he was the only person on offense actually making anything happen, but instead he was actually the detriment, and everyone else was sort of attempting or at least providing positive impact. So I was really confused, and it literally got to the point where he was going to shoot us out of this game if his life depended on it. Every time we came down the floor, the Knicks were down 14, and we were like, okay, all we have to do is just keep this lead. Bill came in, and for once, we were just like, no, please put him back. And I think that's on Scott Brooks. If Beal's going to be in that game and you see him taking these shots, you need to tell him okay, we need to start running ISO with you because it's not working. It got to the point that our 10-point lead evaporated because every time Beal got the ball, he was trying to shoot it against a double team and getting blocked. And he pretty much nearly shot us out of this game. We almost did not get this win, which would have just sucked. It would have just sucked. Everybody would have blamed him. Obviously, again, team defense is a part of it. He doesn't take the whole blame, but he's going to take a large chunk of the blame, especially for his play had we lost. Quite literally, I just remember as the Knicks coming almost all the way back, they were only down 3. He got blocked on trying to ISO against, which it's like our offense becomes predictable in the fourth quarter. I think that's partly coaching, partly players. But again, just happy to get the win. Yeah, let's not do that. I think Beal will look at that game and be like, all right, I needed to defer more. I think in terms of when he should be going on like that is if we're down and he's the only one that's been good on offense, you really should just kind of feed the hot hand with a team like this, because when you play unselfishly like that, it helps the team start to make a run, because it doesn't feel like the ball is going to stick. And it felt like last night, the ball was just sticking like it was glue on Beal's hand. And it was unfortunate to see him play like that, but I don't think this will continue. I think he'll look back at the tape. Hopefully, Scott Brooks will look back at that tape and, be like, all right, we can't do this. When you're not on, we need to keep the ball moving, keep the ball running. Overall, yes, happy to get that win. Happy to escape New York with a win. Wizards beat the Knickerbockers, the Knicks, the New Yorkers. Thank you for the win for Christmas. Whatever. Thank you. Well, this guy says the Wizards have a little holiday magic in them, it seems, coming from unexpected places. Hopefully you get some holiday magic. But in a good way, not some random form on the street object. That would just suck. And if you are in New York,